The top of the fifth inning in a 1-1 ball game. It's going to be Joe Christian in the number 8 spot, the left fielder. Start things off, followed by Michael Colon, and then top of the order with Dylan Toshton, Randy Scoble, along with Anthony Kenninger. And again, a reminder that today's broadcast has been brought to you by the Associated Students of Cuesta College. The ASCC would like to remind Cuesta students that they can purchase a student ID card and receive discounts from local merchants, the likes of Subway, Boo Boo Records, Via Automotive, Chili's, and of course the ever-popular More. For more information, go to room 5300 that's near the bookstore, and go to the ASCC office and get your student ID card and start saving yesterday.
Nice. Nicely put.
Thank you.
With tax day coming up in a couple of days.
That's right. Christian hit by a pitch. His previous time up. And at the plate to start off things for Pierce College. Pierce College 5-8 in conference and overall 11-18. Did not go to the playoffs last year. They did the 2 years previous. And moving this year
to the
North Division.
North.
That's right. After being in the South last year, after the discontinuance of the Moore Park program, coming in to keep the Northern Division flush with 6 teams.
Wow. How does a college lose its baseball program? That's just un-American. Un-American.
It is, and yet other teams lose in basketball, which I think you could make a similar statement about that.
No.
Well, there's basketball too. This may be newsworthy. There are a lot of people like basketball too, and
really,
also sport from which I hail, football. There's a lot of people like that too. And we're great that we, or I should say, it's great that we grew up in a country where, especially, In fact, it was funny. I was talking with the parent of one of my kids' games the other day about how this unfortunate trend even early on for specialization with kids sports, where it used to be, look, you had 3 sports, and you played them every year, and that was great. As the ball was hit into center field by Joe Christian for a base hit, just the second hit of the game for the Brahmas. So Christian with a leadoff single in the 8th spot to be followed by the second baseman Michael Colon. Struck out last time, but that's the thing. There's a lot of different sports, and now everything is like early on. Oh, you really got to specialize. Where I just think the diversity of sports that we have in this country is marvelous. You've got 3, 4. Case could be made for soccer. 5 very popular sports in this country. It's not like there's just one. Although you may disagree.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
As I said sport. I didn't say national pastime.
No.
I was careful.
I have my prejudices. I have my prejudices.
That's okay, but you're aware of them.
I am.
As I am aware of mine.
I just love this sport. It doesn't cease to fascinate and to madden me since 1965.
Pitch on the outside. 1-1 and again, and yet that love does not diminish values of other sports.
I love football.
Exactly.
I love football. I
would think as a history person, I was thinking about that earlier, that, I bet you enjoy that. Because, there's a sport with a different kind, but still a very rich history.
How about the sport of bowling?
I
love bowling. You had some great bowlers, Mark Roth and Marshall.
Absolutely.
Bowlin and the great
watching all those PBA Opens on Saturday in ABC, right?
Remember that in the 70s and with Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr.? Oh, what a great sport.
Something distinctively American.
Yes.
1-1. Outside, 2-1. I understand that sport's making a comeback.
It is.
At least as far as on the professional level.
Right. It's sad to see some of the old bowling alleys being torn down. There was one in Santa Barbara for years called San Marcos Lanes. And we lost that about 15 years ago.
Well, we lost one in town here a while ago. Fortunately, we still won at Cal Poly and a smaller one down in Pismo.
Right.
2-1, and this one's going to be pushed on a bunt over to first base. McGuire firing a throw over Dominguez covering. And that is a gun down of the lead runner, Christian, for out number 1. Meanwhile, Cologne safe on the fielder's choice. Over at first. So we go to the top of the order, Dylan Toshton, center fielder. There are no bowling alleys in North County, are there?
There is.
Oh, there is?
One,
I wasn't sure.
In Paso.
Is there one in Paso? I was hoping.
Wilson Lanes.
Good, because I'd be pretty disappointed if there wasn't.
Yeah. I once saw a person bowl a 301.
Because you never saw anyone who bowled a 300 and lost.
Dang it.
Swing on a fist, 0-1, yes. I have spent time in bowling alleys.
A little bowling humor. on a Saturday afternoon
Although, you know what?
in a 1-1 tie.
Exactly. Fouled off. 0-2. Wasn't that an Archie Bunker joke?
Was it?
Speaking of this, I believe it was.
Well, I think his character did bowl.
Well, I think actually delivering that particular joke, but I could be wrong.
Uh-huh.
But it is a sports classic. And of course, baseball with its own humor, of course.
Oh, of course.
Top of the fifth inning, and
Another K.
swing and a miss on an 0-2 as Tashin is down another strikeout for Nelson, and we've got 2 away. Michael Himes, the shortstop, next up. That is strikeout number 6. Unofficially for Nelson.
On his way to another double-digit game in strikeouts and Ks.
See if the Cougars can give him a little bit more run support. Frankly, the way he's going, maybe just one would suffice. Himes is grounded out and also has popped it out to short. Pitch outside for ball 1. So you feel this Cougar team, though, maybe is getting hot just about at the right time. It's been kind of the reverse of things where things went a little slower at times. You know, with in the middle of the year where a lot of times in non-conference. Oh,
no,
that sounded like it went right off the helmet. Could hear that one as Himes.
Oh, thank goodness for batting helmets.
Exactly, that's why they're there. Cologne will move over to second, so 2 on. With 2 down, it's the number 3 hitter, Nick Murphy, who was hit himself last time up and reached on an error in the first inning.
It's a good thing coaches are wearing them, too. They're required to wear them because there was some real close calls. And in fact, one coach did get hit in the head and died from a line drive. And Ben Scully's always been advocating that for years, that they should be required to wear those helmets.
Ball in the dirt, blocked by Hindle. Runners will stay where they are. It's ball 1, 2 down, top of the 5th inning, 2 runners on in a 1-1 ball game.
Speaking of Vinny,
yes.
How amazing is he's 85. Been announcing games since
85?
Red Barber's day, since 1950 when they were in Brooklyn. He's still going strong. It's going to be a sad day when he decides to retire. It's like when they lost Chick Hearn and the Lakers down in L.A.
Well, so far, hasn't made any indications of it. A little cutting back here and there, which is prudent.
Sure.
1-0.
But people always say that, they grew up listening to that voice with Vin Scully and Jerry Doggett and later Ross Porter. Don Drysdale was there for a while, Rick Monday.
Absolutely.
Just some great voices down there. And the amazing thing about Scully is, you could tell he loves the Dodgers, but he's impartial when he giving the play-by-play.
2-0 is Rip just foul 2-1, and of course you look up at a different group in the Bay Area with the well-known John Miller at the Giants, along with Mike Krukow, Cal Poly graduate and Central Coast resident, and again the other person I was to actually a couple of them growing up in the Bay Area, Juan Simmons for many years, who came with the Giants from New York, and the incredibly versatile Bill King, who did all 3 sports very well.
And I'll take Tom Brenneman and Chris Welsh.
I had a feeling.
With the Reds. And, of course, Tom's father, Marty Brenneman.
Yes,
has
many years.
Yeah, since the 70s, since the early 70s he's been there.
3-1 count with 2 down and 2 on. Top of the 5th, 1-1 game.
In the Jackie Robinson movie, they had a Red Barber doing the play-by-play, and he was an incredible broadcaster too, wasn't he? In fact, it was Vinny who learned so much from Red.
Full count to Murphy with 2 down. Murphy has been on a couple times today for different reasons. Without the virtue of a hit. Again, just 2 hits for the Brahmas so far, 4 for the Cougars. Both teams scoring a run back in the first.
And we have the rhapsodical voice of Randy Scoville.
Chopper on a full count. Dominguez moving on over and cannot get to the bag in time, so he'll throw to first instead, and the Cougars get out of danger in the top of the 5th inning. So it's still a 1-1 ball game. We'll be back with more from Cuesta Field after this on Cuesta TV.
This program is produced by Cuesta Broadcasting. Start your radio, TV, and film career at Cuesta College.